Hello and welcome back to the FIFA Interactive World Cup Road to Berlin. Now, before the break we saw Chris and Max eliminated from the tournament, but now it's the turn for online qualifier Danny Taylor to take to the stage.
With his two compatriots already eliminated from the competition, Danny Taylor stood alone as the sole representative of the UK. This was the Middlesbrough-born gamer's first offline tournament, and the hopes of a nation now rested on his shoulders. Danny had eased through the group, winning all three matches. He now entered the knockout stages and was just 3 wins away from the final. But his first test came against the Mexican champion, Ruben Morales, one of the pre-tournament favourites.
It's my first ever tournament. I'm just glad I made it past the first stage. If I don't do anything, never get beat the next game, at least I can say first time I got past the first hurdle.
The game started brightly for Danny, who immediately raced to a 2-0 lead. However, his comfortable advantage was quickly reduced when Morales snatched a goal at the start of the second half. Despite plenty of pressure from his Mexican counterpart, Taylor managed to secure victory with a third goal in the 70th minute. This win put Taylor through to the quarter-finals, where he would face Michael Ribeiro of the United States. Danny had proved he could handle the pressure, knocking out Morales in the previous round, but could he now dispatch the American challenger? England expects, fingers crossed there from Danny Taylor's mum, waiting for the action to start in this quarter-final. Danny's on the left of those two players. And Michael Ribeiro, it's going to be a real tough nut to crack. Fayez and Bullard watching on, they can't do anything, they're out. And straight away a free kick for Danny Taylor's Barca, playing in red. What a start that is, just what he wanted. Began as the outsider, but he's a goal to the good. Now how will Ribeiro respond? He's a very experienced player. Thierry Henry in possession, and Ronaldinho, easy as that, makes it 1-1. Smile from Ribeiro. He was pretty shocked, I think, to go a goal down, but now he's threatening again. Thierry Henry's causing all sorts of problems, and he beat Valdez's dive, and Mum is not happy with that at all. Ribeiro in front, 2-1. And Taylor has got to get back on his game, and quickly. But it's Ribeiro asking all the questions. Henry again. It was almost too easy. It got easier, 5-2 at half-time. His mother, I think, knew that her boy was in real trouble. He did get one back to make it 5-3, and another, but in the end he bowed out, 5-4.
I'm really devastated, but to be honest, it's the first ever time I've ever been anything like this, and to make it to the quarter-finals when players like Chris Bullard and last year's champions didn't even make it past the first round. You know, I can't really be disappointed, because I didn't expect to get this far anyway. But if you look at the match, you know, I think he took every chance he had, and it worked for him really. I missed a penalty, I missed another few chances. You know, it was quite even, but just a sad way to lose.
There we go, and we can see the quarter-final standings there. Paul, talk through that.
Yeah, top half Posh coming through, narrow one there. Ramos, a 9-5 victory, incredible quarter-final from him. Ribeiro, as we've just seen, beating Danny Taylor, and the Brazilian Buffo coming through as well. So, yeah, tough break.
It really was a tough break. Chris, we've got to ask you, Danny Taylor, where's he come from?
He's been a big online player for 3 months now, sort of top of the rankings all the time. He was really nervous coming into the tournament.
I think he's only 15, isn't he? So he's
only 15. He'd never played offline before. He didn't come to Manchester like Max did. So yeah, the first major tournament with him. So he was really nervous, and nervous confidence, I think.
And Trev, you've got to be impressed by the young man there to beat Morales, which I think was something of a shock, and pure emotion at the end, something that we see a lot in sports.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Chris is right. He was nervous. He's a very young man. I mean, I'm only a few years older, so I can understand that. No, but I thought he was terrific in the game that he won, and I think it's a learning experience for him. He'll have gained a great deal from this. He won one big match against a very highly rated player. He'll come back stronger, definitely. And
Paul, just against Ribeiro there, a bridge too far, couldn't quite get past him.
Yeah.
But he'd made his mark in the tournament and probably earned a fair bit of respect from his peers, I think.
Yeah, I think you could argue that his opening group was probably the easiest group of the 8, but take nothing away from him.
And he did swan through that group, didn't he?
He scored a hatful of goals up to that point. took on the Mexican as well, Ruben. Ruben Morales is a very high-quality player. Very high-quality player. And to get the result he got against him was a very big shock to most of the players at the tournament. So, yeah, he's done really well, and he will, as both the other guys said, he'll learn from this, and I think we'll see more of him.
OK, hats off to Danny Taylor. So all 3 UK finalists are now out of the competition, but 4 competitors remain, each hoping to take home the ultimate prize. Here are the semi-finals.
So just one game away from the final. Little nervous smile there. Posch on the far side from Austria. Ramos nearest to us. Conqueror of both Bullard and Fayers, and making the perfect start. 1-0. Henri's been a terrific player for Alfonso Ramos. And Posch already chasing the game, but he's making a fist of it here, and it's 1-1. That really was an exuberant celebration too. And now Ramos may have some thinking to do against his less experienced opponent, but he's coming forward again. Henri! It just had to be him. 2-1 now, and he's back in front. And both Bullard and Fayers can attest to how strong this Spaniard is. And he's trying again. Oh, that's a fabulous turn. What a good goal. 3-1. But even more one-sided. 5-1, in fact, by half-time. And then Samuel Eto'o goes through to make it 6. And surely this is all over. The only question is whether Dominic Posch can restore some self-respect. He's trying. He's not given in. And he's got one back. Ronaldinho far post. That makes it 6-2. Still got a few minutes left. There might be time for another consolation. This is Eto'o, and he's done it. But it's not going to get into the final. 6-3, the final score, and that's a great win for Alfonso Ramos, and he's got a terrific chance now of triumphing in the final. So the second semi, it's a North versus South American clash. Andre Buffo, furthest from camera, from Brazil, against Ribeiro of the USA. Ribeiro playing blue, but it's Buffo who strikes first. And this might be a bit of a surprise. There's the name on the shirt. He says, read it and weep. And Ribeiro, who knocked out Danny Taylor, needs to respond, but he's really under the caution. He's 2-0 down. And this Brazilian is on fire. Well, Ribeiro did get one back before half-time. And then, when Ronaldinho was left unmarked at the far post, it was 2-2. And Ribeiro right back in business. Very cool, calm customer, isn't he, Ribeiro? Don't see too many histrionics from him. You just see some great FIFA play, and now it's 3-2. He's come from behind, just a little understated celebration. Here's Eto'o. Here's Henri, 4-2. What a transformation. And Buffo, who had 1 foot in the final, has now got 1 foot out the door. Not very long to go. Is there any way he can force extra time? He's trying. It's Thierry Henry. He's gone in from a very acute angle, but there's not going to be any more time. That was the last kick of the game, and Ribeiro will play Alfonso Ramos in the final.
There we go, and we can see the semi-final confirmation, Paul.
Yep, Ramos going through and Ribeiro. I think the biggest thing to note here as well is that actually the 2 finalists are the 2 people that knocked out all 3 English guys. They've actually ended up playing both of them, so it gives you an idea of the quality of our guys, even though they didn't actually get through to the final.
Now, I'm guessing that Ramos and Ribeiro, I mean, they're pretty well known on the circuit. But what about Posch and Buffo? Although he's gone out, he's certainly got the best name of it.
Yeah, Buffo sort of has been known for the last 3 years at many other tournaments, but Posch, no one had heard of him.
And he's the Austrian competitor, isn't he?
I'm not sure how old he is, probably 14 or something, and he just took the tournament by storm and could have been in the final.
He really could have. So we've got Ramos versus Ribeiro. Is that a worthy final? Would you have picked that early on?
I would have probably picked Buffo versus...
Who was it?
Ramos.
Ramos, yeah. Incredible. Trevor, what do you make of those 2 semi-finals? They could have gone either way, really, couldn't they?
They could. I mean, you're talking about Posch. It's amazing how this mirrors the real thing, because in the real World Cup, there's always one team you don't expect comes up and does well. Cameroon, for instance, there's always one, isn't there? And Posch played really well. We've got a great final on our hands, you know. Ramos and Ribeiro, both experienced. Neither will be intimidated by the other. You'd make Ramos favourite, but not by much.
Paul, what do you think about this final? A worthy final to finish it all up?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I would have preferred to have seen one of our English guys in there.
Or both of them.
Or even both of them, yeah.
All 3 if we could have had it.
But no, you know, to take nothing away from the guys that are in the final, Ribeiro's played solidly. I don't think he's been spectacular, but Ramos has been absolutely superb and very, very worthy finalist.
OK, well, let's do that. So, to the Grand Final, a contest which picked Spain against the USA. This is Ramos versus Ribeiro in the final of the FIFA Interactive World Cup.
Just 90 interactive minutes away from becoming champion of the world. Alfonso Ramos versus Michael Ribeiro. He's nearest the camera, Ribeiro from the States. Ramos is from Spain. And these two guys both thoroughly deserve to be here. They might give us a classic. And there's the first goal. And it's gone to Ramos. Prodigious leap from the corner. Ribeiro will be disappointed with the way he defended that set piece. I think the first strike, absolutely vital. There may not be too many goals in this one. 1-0 was the half-time score. Here's Eto'o for 2-0. The lead is doubled. He's on his feet, Ramos. He knows the significance of that. And Ribeiro looks shell-shocked. He's 2 down. He's going to need a spectacular comeback. He's got a corner, and there's Eto'o. A stooping header, and it's right back in the balance again. We're going to have a terrific finale here. 2-1 Ramos leads. Can Ribeiro force extra time? He's on the back foot, though. That's it, surely. Henry has scored, and Ramos knows he is the interactive World Cup champion. He's beaten Michael Ribeiro by 3-1.
There we go. Congratulations to Ramos. A worthy winner there. I think a lot of people would have picked him beforehand.
I think so. He scored something like 30 goals in the entire tournament. Great player always, you know, if the other guy scores 3, he'll score 4. He was the best player all tournament and the best player probably the last 3 months online. Yeah.
He was in Ribeiro's face, wasn't he, from the very first whistle. He was 2 up after 20-odd minutes. That game was over. He tried to come back, to be fair to him, the American, but he wasn't going to make it.
We saw a bit of gamesmanship at the end. The loser wouldn't shake his hand. Ribeiro wouldn't shake his hand when offered. Do we see that a lot in gaming, Paul? I guess we do.
No, not really.
We don't like to see it, do we?
No, I don't like to see it. Of course we don't like to see it. But I think I know that he felt particularly a couple of the goals that he scored in the final were lucky. And I don't know whether I'd go along with that, but he was very upset about how the final went. I think he's probably more upset with himself that he didn't play better, because he should have played better in that final. I don't think he made a good account of himself, but I think the right man won the tournament in the end.
Can I just ask, where do you go from here, Chris? You bowed out very early on in that tournament, but you're not giving up the game, are you?
No, next for me is Championship Game Series in a month's time in LA, so hopefully I'll do well there. And
this is a tournament that takes place every 2 years, isn't it? Or every year and a half, I think it is. Are you going to be back competing in this again?
Definitely, I'll be back. I love competing in this tournament. You know, it's sponsored by FIFA, so yeah, I'm looking forward to next year.
And a great tournament all round, Trevor, I think.
But absolutely terrific. Pity that our man here didn't get further, but there's always the next one.
There we go. And bad luck for England, but well done to Ramos.
England's story of our lives, really, isn't it? And if Austria do that well in the European Championships, they'll be very happy. But point us to Spain, perhaps.
Yeah, they certainly will.
Perhaps it's Spain.
OK, well, that is all we've got time for. I'd like to thank all my guests, Paul, Trevor and Chris, and thank you for watching. We will see you next time on the FIFA Interactive World Cup. Thanks for watching.
Wonderful finish. This has been a Portland Interactive production for X League.